Hey folks, Gary here. Hey, how many of you have ever wanted a second chance at something? Right? In golf, they call it a mulligan, right? Where you hit a ball and it's really horrible and say, can I have a mulligan? In other words, you don't want that point to count against you. It's like it never happened. Now, we all want second chances, right? Maybe not all the time, but I mean, there are times in our life when we really, really blow it bad and we go, oh God, if you could just make it like this didn't happen, right? We want that second chance. We want it to be like it never happened before. So we're looking for a second chance to do better than what we did the time before. And Peter talks about that. We've been reading through 1 Peter chapter 2. And in 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 10, Peter talks about this. Let's just read it. He says, once you were not a people, but now you are God's people. Once you have not received mercy, but now you have received mercy. So there was a time when you weren't a people, but now you are. There was a time you didn't receive mercy, but now you are receiving mercy. Well, how does that refer to second chances? Well, this is where having a good Bible and a good Bible commentary can really help you out, so you can understand what Peter's actually talking about. And so Peter is referencing Hosea. It's Hosea. And so he's a minor prophet in the Old Testament. And it's a book you should probably read. It's a pretty short book, so it wouldn't take very long. So, yeah, Hosea. And so Hosea, he's writing down these words that God has given him to write to Israel. Here's the backstory. Israel is doing really horrible, wicked, evil, disgusting things. Right? As a nation, they are following idols and false gods, and in doing so, they're really doing horrible things to people. Like, they are sacrificing people to their idols, like living sacrifices, baby sacrifices. It's just really horrible, horrible things, which in some ways are not too dissimilar to what happens today. And so God actually brings judgment upon them. So he has Hosea marry a prostitute, and she is incredibly unfaithful to him, even though she has children with him. And it shows the mercy that God has for Israel by the mercy that Hosea has for her. And so at one point in time, he names the children that they have. One is named No Mercy, and the other one is named Not My People. Weird names, but those names signify that God will no longer have mercy on them, and they will no longer be considered his people if they don't consider him their God. And then he says in chapter 2, because God is a God of second chances, in chapter 2, verse 21, he says, I will sow her for myself in the land, and I will have mercy on no mercy, and I will say to not my people, you are my people. And he shall say, you are my God. God is always looking to redeem us. He's always looking to restore the relationship that he has with us. He's always looking to do that. It's just a matter of us saying, Lord, will you give me a second chance? And he says, yeah, of course I will. Just turn around and come back. That's called repentance. When you do it, life is just so much better.